All right, guys, welcome to episode 8 of the Browns Place podcast. I'm Jeremy,
I'm right.
and we're trying this again. We're trying the remote podcast thing again. I think this will be our third time, so hopefully, third time's a charm. So we'll see.
Let's see.
Let's just get right into it. NFL football playoffs this weekend. You got
Playoffs,
what?
yep.
Eight,
4 games,
eight
eight
teams, four
teams.
games,
It's already
down to
coming to an end.
four. So. You got some good games too. These are all pretty good games coming up this
Yeah,
weekend. So,
yeah, they're all pretty good
um,
games.
Ravens and Texans could, Lamar probably maybe MVP going up against CJ.
Rookie of the
Can
year.
can Texans
Yeah.
take him? I don't know. You
I
got
don't know.
Mahomes on the
Yeah.
road into Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo looks tough, but I still have Patrick
Yeah,
Mahomes.
I,
I'm just never gonna pick against them, to be honest.
I hate picking against either one of those two teams, especially in the playoffs. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah,
but
I don't that that Ravens,
historically, that favors Chiefs. So
yeah,
we'll see.
but they've never been on the road though,
They've never been on the road.
so I
No.
don't know how that's going to go. And are there going to be more drop passes, or is there going to be, you know, other issues? Who knows?
Yeah.
So, but Ravens and Texans. I mean, what do you thinking, Ravens? I mean, they got to be favored, I'm sure, but you think it'll be
Yeah.
tight, blowout,
I don't think it'll be a blowout, but I think the Ravens probably walk away with it. I picked the Ravens at least.
anywhere from
I,
like 7 to 10 points difference, maybe?
yeah, probably around there.
Yeah.
I think when it comes down to it, Houston probably has to throw more than Baltimore does, and that's going to become problematic because I think it's snowing.
And I was just
Um,
gonna say I don't know what the weather's like, but I think it's pretty shitty.
and I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure Houston, they're not used to playing in snow in their dome.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm pretty
probably
sure they have a
not.
dome. And
Yeah.
it's a rookie quarterback. I mean, I don't doubt against CJ. He's a stud, but I would
But
if I had to bank on
he is
that
a rookie going against
playing
the
in the snow,
Ravens. Yeah.
and he's never played in the snow in the NFL.
So yeah,
So if I
I
had
think
to,
I would probably take Ravens on that one. So
yeah, I'd probably pick Lamar because if anything, Lamar can just run.
yeah,
Still, he'll still kill
yeah.
you with his legs. So I'd
So
probably pick the
Bills and
Ravens.
Chiefs, I think I would lean towards the Bills just because they're at home. Chiefs have never had to go there on the road. You don't have your coordinator like you did before. Like you said, they got the issues with the drop passes. It's going to be cold. It's probably going to be snowy. You know, I
It's
I I I
50-50.
I
I got
think
50-50.
I think Allen could probably sneak that thing out, and he can use his legs, and I mean both those quarterbacks are pretty much equal. I think. I mean they're both mobile. They both can run. Um,
Well, one's better than the other just because the issue is Josh might turn the ball over. If Josh turns the
yeah,
ball over, Pat's going to kill him. And I think that's the problem.
but Mahomes can throw interceptions too, though. So I mean,
Yeah, he can. And
yeah,
he's
it's
also
definitely
got horrible
50-50.
receivers. It is
Yeah,
50-50.
But I think Bills. I see Bills coming up on that one. And
I
then
can
the
see
other ones
it.
you got Lions and Bucks. Lions at home.
Yeah, I think the Lions take away with that one. The Bucks look good, but the Eagles are really bad. I think the Lions take away with
Yeah,
that one.
I want to say Lions just because they're at home. That place is just going to go absolutely freaking bonkers. You're going to have Eminem in there and all those
Yeah,
people in there, and that place is just. I mean, they're dying to
they've
win
been itching for
championships
this.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've been itching for this.
So, but I mean, I have seen them lay some eggs too, though. So I mean, I don't know.
It's a young
Dan
team. Yeah.
Campbell, then Campbell's got to have that team ready to go. Um,
Yeah, I don't think that's the issue. I think as long as there's no mistakes otherwise, they'll be ready. It's just keeping your head level through all of
you know,
the pressure.
is the Bucks defense that good? I mean,
No.
look at the Philly or look at the Eagles, or the Eagles
No.
just play bad.
No, I think the Eagles are a bad team.
Okay,
I
I, I
think
could
they were dysfunctional that
I could
entire
I
second
could
half.
see that one being almost 50-50 because I mean Baker's playing really good right now too. Um, I mean, he's
He
not,
played great.
giving up
Yeah,
the ball. He's not making mistakes. They got Mike Evans. I mean, that
Godwin.
team,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good team. So I could see that one being another tight, like 31-28 type of game. Someone's going to get it within the last few seconds, field goal or something, and someone's just going to go down, crying because that's just going to be horrible. But
could be a close game.
and then you got
Niners
you got
Packers.
Niners and Packers. That old rivalry of the Packers and Niners.
Yeah,
So
Jordan Love's
um,
kind of scary. He scares
he
me.
is kind of scary. I don't.
That kid
I mean,
scares me.
they got nothing to lose, right? They're just
No.
going in all chips in, just saying, hey, we're the lowest seed. Here you go. We're
Yeah.
coming at you.
I think their
Um,
biggest issue is if their defense doesn't play, then you're banking a lot on a super young offense. Super, super young offense.
they're playing tomorrow, right? Tomorrow evening. Supposed to be rainy.
5:15. Yeah.
Yeah, supposed to be rainy. It's gonna
Yeah.
be
At
cooler.
Levi's. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know who that advantage goes to. Probably maybe Niners, I guess. But if Purdy can't protect the ball and starts throwing interceptions, if he's like two interceptions or more, I think they're in trouble.
I think the difference is that you got to compare the defenses.
Yeah,
Um, if it becomes a defensive game, then I think it's over. Because if
yeah,
it's raining
yeah,
anyways, then the Niners are just going to run the ball anyways,
yeah,
probably mostly. And then you're not going to, that's going to be a problem.
yeah.
So,
And then
but
what's the other match?
I mean, that's going to be a tough game.
I don't think it'll be a blowout. I don't
I
see
don't
that
think it'll
one.
be a blowout either. I don't think it'll be a blowout either. That Jordan
I
Love
think
kid's
that
scary. He
I
scares
think
me.
that it might be like any difference between like no more than 10 points. I wouldn't think. You know, I mean, it could be like a 17-7 game, 17-10, 10 game, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It could
and
be an ugly
then
game, a real ugly game.
yeah, I mean, it could be 9-3. Freaking,
Real
you know,
like choppy kind of game where it's just
yeah.
run and grind kind of game.
I mean,
Yeah.
what weather's gonna play? Well, other than Detroit, I guess. I mean, weather's
Well, it's
gonna,
also the
you
Niners
know,
have 3 weeks of rest, which
yeah,
is Brock's got 3 weeks of rest. That's a lot of rest time.
it is a lot of rest time.
That's either good or it's bad. Who knows?
And then, so that's the four games, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
So we'll see. I think they'll all be probably pretty good. I don't think there would be I would be surprised if there was a big blowout, you know.
me too.
But yeah, no, I like all those matches. You know, I think they're pretty fair. So we'll have to see who comes out on top. So
Should be a good weekend.
yeah. Some coaching news in the NFL. I guess Bill Belichick had his second interview. Oh, I'm surprised that you would
With
have to
the
do a.
Falcons,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Why why are you having to do a second interview? Just
I don't know. I don't know
you
what
would
else you.
you would think that, hey, these are my terms. This is the control I want. What do
Yeah.
you
What else
think?
do you need to hear from the guy?
I mean,
Yeah.
why do you have to have a second interview or I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll
What
see. We'll get
What
back to
else is
you.
there to say? Yeah.
So,
I'm not sure,
uh,
but
but
we'll
like
see.
McCarthy, I guess McCarthy's safe for now.
Yeah, it was surprising.
I was surprised by
That was
that.
surprising with
Tomlin's
how
back. He
bad they
said
played.
Tomlin says he's going to be back.
Yeah,
So,
not surprised by that.
Harbaugh is still up in the air. Who threw money at him? Was it the Chargers? Someone
Jim,
threw like a, yeah,
Jim
someone threw
Harbaugh.
a.
Yeah,
Then
I think
Antonio
it was the
Pierce
Chargers. Back with the Raiders.
back with the I think that was a pretty good one. He did pretty good with them.
It's a good
So
choice. They
yeah,
almost made
I think
playoffs. That's a good choice.
yeah. I mean, they
Yeah,
played hard for him, so that one's a good one. So
that's with what their second choice of QB playing too. That
yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
they benched Jimmy or he
yeah.
got hurt or whatever it was. I don't know. Yeah, so
Oh, is there even a Jimmy sighting? I don't know. I mean,
I think they literally benched him. I
yeah,
think he
I
got
mean, I
hurt
don't
at
know.
first and then I think they benched him. So
It's
that's a
crazy.
lot of money
So,
on the bench.
so you got a lot of moves going on with the well, and the Patriots they brought up their own guy. Um, what's his
Oh
name?
yeah, it was Gerard Mayo. Was it
Yeah,
Gerard Mayo?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Gerard
That's who it
Mayo.
was. It was Mayo. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I figured that. Once they got rid of Bill, it was probably gonna be him.
yeah. And then college, I mean, you got college carousel going on too. I mean, with the coaching, you got
Washington coach going to
Washington go to
Alabama.
Bama.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I mean, you can't blame them, right? I mean,
No.
it's Alabama.
Well,
Yeah, but it's
yeah, but
Alabama.
I
The
know,
recruit
but
that it was
you get
way
the best of the
easier to
best.
recruit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get the best
I
of the best,
mean,
but you have huge shoes to fill.
oh yeah, I mean that
Huge,
is oh yeah. I mean,
huge,
hopefully that
and
contract is guaranteed. So because I mean,
huge.
although otherwise you're packing that van up pretty darn quick.
Yeah,
Because though yeah,
if you don't
but
crack the top, well, it's extended next year, right? So it's what, top eight,
yeah,
top
but I mean
six.
those boosters aren't going to go for a 6-6 season.
No,
There's no
if you
way.
don't make the
You'll get run
CFP,
out of town.
you will be out
Yeah.
of there. I am surprised he took that, to be honest. A
Yeah,
little
but I mean,
surprised.
who else takes that position? And I mean, the same thing with like Bill. I mean, the pay. I mean, you know, obviously they had a down year though, but I mean, maybe that makes
Yeah,
it a little easier. But I mean, any coach that go, even if it was, I don't know, who's the best coach out there? If he went there, I mean, there's still so much scrutiny, just so much pressure. So yeah, I
yeah.
mean, he probably had it pretty good up in the Northwest, kind of hiding out. So you know, but yeah, good for him. But I don't know. We'll see.
We'll
Um,
see. We'll see what happens after next year if it's good
yeah,
for him still.
that's definitely some big shoes. So yeah, and then
Luckily
it's
for
just
him, he'll get the best of the best, though.
well, that's the thing. You got the portal. Just I mean, everyone's just following this guy, following that guy, wanting to transfer. So I mean, the portal's almost just crazy right now
Yeah,
with just all
yeah.
the moves. So
That's on top of
um, yeah,
recruits too.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's freaking nuts. So we'll have to see, keep track of that. So I'm sure there will probably be some other moves in that. So who knows? Um, baseball. Josh Hader signed today.
Josh Hader, and he didn't go to the
Astros.
Dodgers. That's what matters
Astros.
most to me. He went to the
It was
Stros.
pretty
I'm
good
kind of
contract.
surprised.
5 for 95, so 19 a year. That's
It's a
not
lot of
bad
cash. It's a lot of cash for a closer.
for a closer.
That's a lot
Yeah,
of
but I
cash.
mean, I don't
I
know.
mean, best of the best. You know,
Yeah, I mean,
there's really no one better.
I don't think you're going to get him for 12 mil. So I mean,
No,
you're going
I
to end
mean,
up paying that guy.
you got to pay what you
But
got to pay. But
5 years. It's probably not a bad deal, but it's probably a deal that you know it's
well,
probably
I
fair
mean,
market. I would probably assume.
well, now their
You know,
bullpen is just going to be so insane. I
yeah, that
mean,
pitching
it was
staff is
already
pretty.
really good.
Pitching
Staff
staff is
was
pretty
good,
good.
and now
Yeah.
bullpen is just boosted up. It's going to be pretty crazy. So
So,
good for them.
but not many other moves. I mean, like I look today, they still say that Cubs are still favored for Belly, but I mean, I just don't understand why it's taken so long. Just sign them and get them over with and get it done. We
Me
keep
neither.
talking. This is what our third podcast now that we're keep talking about Belly and the Cubs. It's like Jesus Christ. Dansby said, at the convention, sign them, get it done with. We need Belly. And they said that, Dansby was going to be involved in all the off-season, acquisitions and all that. So, I mean, if you got your star shortstop saying sign Belly and he's involved, I mean, if you don't sign him, what message is that sending, And if you don't sign him, what message is that sending in general, you know?
Your best player last year? Yeah.
Yeah. So, Reds got better, St. Louis got better. I don't know if the Brewers got better, maybe they stayed the same, but I mean, that's a four-team race. So, I mean,
Oh yeah. It
I
won't be
mean, Nick,
fun.
yeah, I mean, maybe 90 wins, maybe 88 wins that division. I don't know. So they got to
It's
do
gonna be tight.
something. I mean, they got Bush from Dodgers that they're highly touted on, but I mean, I think they got him already slotted at first base, and they're already
He's a
thinking,
young kid though. You don't know what you're gonna do,
well,
what you're
that's
gonna
the
get with
thing. I
that.
mean, you don't know, and PCA, they might start him off in AAA, have him down there for a little bit so Belly can play center. but it all depends on if they get Belly or not, really. You know,
Yeah.
because if they don't, then you're moving Bush to first, and PCA's coming up to play center, and
But then
you
what
know
about Mervis?
Mervis is
Block?
on the he's on the block. Yeah, he's
Block?
expendable. So, but I mean, they got a ton of outfielders, ton of infielders. So I mean, they need to move some prospects for sure. But I know
You
like
do.
Bieber's
You could
name
get a
was in
lot.
there for a trade. So I mean, yeah, they got to do something. I mean, they still said that they'll be the most aggressive this off season. I mean, you only got
Well,
what
when's that going to happen? Because they start
three,
reporting
four
in a
more
month.
weeks left.
So,
Yeah. So I
yeah.
mean, they got to do something. But I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, Hoskins still out there. JD Martinez. I mean,
It's not just
Jorge
the Cubs.
Soler. It's just yeah. It's just
It's the whole league except
everyone.
for the
So
Dodgers.
yeah. So we'll
They're
have
the
to
only
just
ones that have
see.
done anything.
So well, you guys
Pretty
got
dead.
Dusty Baker
Did get Dusty. Yeah.
front
Special
office. Yeah.
advisor or special
Yeah.
assistant. Yeah.
Nice.
Hopefully that does something.
I don't know if that
I'm not
equals
getting
to
my
any
hopes up.
wins or not, but
I don't know.
who
I'm
knows?
talking more along the lines of maybe bringing in guys, but that is a whole. They're really shifting the culture now because they brought in Bob Melvin and they're bringing in Dusty Baker. That is a complete shift from what Gabe Kapler and
Oh yeah, because
those
I mean
guys are doing.
you're talking old school
Yeah,
versus
you're talking old
the
school
new
versus
generation, and now yeah definitely.
yeah, you're shifting now to pure baseball,
And I think
hardcore
culture is
baseball
probably going to
versus
be a little more
analytics.
different too.
Oh
But
yeah, it's going to be a different
what's the
situation.
generation of the players now? Are they
Well, look what Bob
more?
Melvin and Dusty have done lately.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
They've done a
Bochy and
and Boch,
you
yeah.
know, yeah, those guys have. I mean, they know how to coach. So, but
There's
yeah,
always going to be analytics part of the game, but there's a fine line between over
yeah.
analyzing and just playing baseball. So I do
What
think
else?
it's
I
a
mean,
culture shift.
not much else for baseball, I guess. But yeah, just 4 more weeks, 4 more weeks. Pitchers and catchers report. So they got
We're
to
getting
start
close.
falling in. So I mean, these guys that are holding, or if it's Boris, that we've kind of talked about this a lot. But if Boris is holding out for the most money, but I mean, if you don't have a lot of teams bidding for your guy, what are you holding out for? I mean, I think that's what Bellinger's into now. Is like, you know, there was all these teams, but now Blue Jays kind of they re-signed Kiermaier. You know, um, they made some moves, so it's not like they have to have Belly and spend that money. Mariners are kind of tied in there. The Giants were still kind of tied, but you guys signed the Japanese player, so I mean that would
Yeah,
mean do you guys absolutely need Belly? I mean,
it's a crowded outfield if we
in
sign
a crowded
Belly.
outfield, or you're going to lose Lamont, or it's just
We're going to trade
something,
away
right?
someone on the outfield, yeah.
Or you got a DH or something. So I mean, it's just there's not a lot of. I mean, I get what he's holding out for, but I mean, at some
I
point
don't.
it's almost going to reverse because before you're holding out because you want the highest bidder, but then now all of a sudden as it gets closer, some of these teams are already going to get their teams formed, and now you're not going to have the highest bidder. So what
Well,
you
it's
could
kind
have
of
gotten
what's,
earlier,
yeah.
is not maybe not there now.
It's kind
You
of what's
know,
happening with Blake Snell, apparently, right? I
yeah,
mean, Yankees pulled out because he wanted too much and went for Stroman. Giants pulled out because he wanted too much and went for Hicks.
yeah.
Um, I don't necessarily agree with it. Just pay the person their money. I don't know what the debate is with with a two-time Cy Young winner. I know he walks a lot of people, but I don't know what the
I think
issue
I
is.
think he's got to be in the right park. Um, I think Mariners would probably be that would
Oracle
probably
Park
be
is a
okay.
great pitcher's park. I don't understand what the
But
holdout
then he's
is.
got to have some offense to back that up because he's going to walk some people. So otherwise, he's going to lose 3-1 every game.
All right, but what it's
Ask
sign
Logan
him.
Webb. Ask Logan Webb on what
We
his
already have a guy that has to
offensive
deal with
run
that.
support is. Yeah,
So how bad is that? Just sign it. I don't understand, but whatever. It's fine, I guess. We'll
but
see
yeah,
what happens.
they got to start moving. So I think it's going to be advantage teams here pretty soon. So especially as
Yeah.
it gets closer. So. Uh, NBA. Oh man, what about Warriors assistant coach?
Yeah, he died. He had a heart attack or
A heart
something
attack. I guess they were
at
in
like
Utah
47.
or something like that, and they were at dinner and wasn't. I think went to the hospital, and then the next morning died. So it's like,
Really?
oh,
Yeah.
because they've postponed the last what 2 3 games now. So
Yeah.
that's just brutal. But yeah, 46. Jesus.
Yeah. It's
Um,
very young to be having a heart attack like that out of
yeah,
nowhere.
yeah. 3 kids, I guess, wife. So it's like, geez. But what else going on in basketball? Lakers have the same amount of win as the Pistons this month.
Yeah.
Two,
It's kind of disturbing.
two. Maybe
Yeah.
LeBron should pay more attention to his game instead of his son's game. I don't know.
Well, they won that game, so
Did they?
yeah,
Yeah. That's
it's going all right.
what about like it? So you go if you're courtside, because I saw a picture, and you're sitting there, and then LeBron, his wife, and I think it was an older lady, come
That
walking
video, I
up.
think it was his mom. Yeah,
Was that what it was? And
I think it
then
was his
they,
grandma. Yeah.
they put him in the seat or whatever right there, and the guy like does a double take and is like, "Oh my God," like
Yeah.
what do you
Was that
do?
Bronny's game or the USC game or something like that?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was at Bronny's game. And the guy didn't say nothing because I don't know if you can say anything. I mean, they probably say, "Hey, you can't talk,"
I don't think you're
or
allowed to talk to them.
yeah. But I mean, I don't know. That's pretty. You're sitting next to LeBron James, and you're not going to say, "Hey, what's up, dude?" or "Big fan," or just something. You got to
I
just
don't
sit
know.
there and look. I mean, dude, the guy's eyes were just like, like looked and just like, "Oh shit, that's LeBron
It'd be pretty
James."
crazy. Be pretty
Yeah, I don't
crazy.
know. I don't know if I could just sit there and like, I don't know. So, but I'd probably be fumbling like, hi, LeBron, but
Yeah.
you know, but
I
yeah,
don't know what I would do. It'd be pretty
that's just
crazy.
freaking nuts. Yeah. So just some guy sitting there courtside. You see that picture? You see the video of him just
Yeah, I
sitting
saw the
there?
video.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
So,
freaking out. Yeah.
I thought that was pretty funny. And what?
That was nice.
Okay, so let's. We got some golf going on. You got the American Express down starting this weekend, I think it was, and then you got
In
some stuff
Maui,
going in.
right?
Yeah, you got some stuff going in Dubai, and then you got the LPGA doing pro-am stuff. I think in Florida. What about Brando Chambly filling
He's joining
back
the
in?
box, right?
Yeah,
He's joining the
for the American Express when he was
yeah.
already kicked out. They already didn't renew him last fall because he wanted too much money. But then now they're gonna try him back out again. And I hate that guy. Absolutely hate listening to him. Hate looking at him. I mean, I won't. I mean, if that's on NBC, either I'll watch it on mute or I won't watch it at all just because of that guy.
I don't
I
think I
absolutely.
ever remember actually listening to him. I just see the stuff that he
Oh, I
tweets
hear
out,
I
and
hear
it's
him
all stupid,
on I hear him
stupid
on the
stuff.
Golf
But
Channel. It's just and then I hear him on interviews, and he just absolutely hates Phil, and now he hates anything with Liv. He absolutely hates, but he's like
yeah,
he's a total anti-Phil guy. Um,
yeah,
he wants Phil kicked out of the Hall of Fame, and he just
yeah.
he sold him
I've
out, and
I've heard
now
all
he
of that
says that about
nonsense.
John
Yeah,
Rahm and all that. But I mean, you're a freaking announcer. No one cares about you. You know,
yeah,
if are you that mad because Liv didn't throw a bunch of money at you to come announce for them, or are you just pissing your little white world? I don't know. That guy just every time I see him, it just oh, it boils my blood for sure.
I can tell.
And then just hearing him, just yeah, I don't know if I would say for right. I would just let it go.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I saw
yeah,
that they're still trying to play Zing, right? I don't know
yeah, they're trying to
why,
replace Zing, and they had Kevin Kisner last week,
but
who I
Kiz
guess
did
did pretty
good.
well. Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess he
why?
did pretty
Well,
well.
Kiz is
So,
playing still, so that's why. But
but I don't understand like why get rid of Zing anyway, right? I don't think
yeah, I
Zing
don't
was
know.
asking for a shit ton of money, but I mean, I don't know. NBC with their golf, I mean, they've just they're going through a shit ton of people, and it's just like, what are you guys doing? Figure it out,
I don't
you
know.
know?
Yeah.
And
What's wrong with Zing?
bringing one of the most hated guys in the world isn't gonna up your ratings, you know?
Yeah. Because
Like I
I've
said,
seen tour pros, like tour
either I'll
guys,
mute it
beefing with
or I won't
Chambly.
watch it at all. So,
No.
I mean, it's just one of those things. I mean, I probably won't even mute it because I mean, if I mute it, that means they still get the ratings because I'm watching it. So, um,
I don't
I'm
think
doing
your rating. I don't think
I'm
your rating
I'm
is going to affect
saying boycott
NBC.
NBC's tournament this weekend because of Chambly, and I want everyone who's following us boycott NBC. There we
I
go.
am not boycotting NBC, so you do that by yourself. I
Oh,
am
dude,
cool with
come
NBC.
on,
I mean, I'm not
man.
gonna watch. I'm not gonna watch the. I'll be honest. I'm not gonna watch the American Express tournament. I never watched the first couple tournaments, anyways,
There's not a
because
ton of names. I mean,
there's
Scotty's
not
there, and
nobody's really playing.
but
Colin will be
yeah,
there,
Colin's there. But I mean, yeah, there's not a.
but apart from that,
It's
the
not a.
field's just not
It's
that
not a
great.
full group because the
No.
DP tour is still going. So like
Yeah, they're
Rory's
still
over
doing their
there, and
stuff. Yeah,
Fleetwood's
exactly.
still over there. So yeah,
So
you're
it's
not.
split anyways right
So
now. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So I would
But
never watch it anyways.
I mean that means golf is getting ready to gear up though, right?
Kickstarting,
So
Masters are in what, a couple
yeah,
months, 2 months,
April. So yeah, I
three
mean
months? No.
you got some tournaments coming up. I mean, I haven't heard anything about Tiger, so I mean, there's got to be some tournament coming up in February that he's got to play, right? If you're saying
Yeah,
once a month,
exactly. See, like even Tiger's
so
not even trying to play this Amex tournament. So,
yeah, yeah.
and
So
it'd be a great tournament for him to play. And it's in Hawaii,
speaking
good
of
weather and
Tiger,
everything.
what does Tiger do about Nike? What do you think they do with that? Where does he go? So he had
I don't know.
Charlie Hall, she went, and Jason Day went to Malbon.
Malbon, yeah.
Um, I mean, where do some of those guys go? Or they just stay with Nike? Nike says that they're not getting rid of the golf wear.
I don't know why. If you got rid of your biggest name, but you're gonna keep the apparel, what's the point? The whole reason you sold so much was because of that guy.
You
And you
think was
already got rid of the clubs and the golf balls and all the other stuff. So what's the point of keeping the apparel? That's what was
so is
confusing to me when
so
the
is it?
whole thing went
You
down.
think is it Tiger wanting more money or more control, or is it?
I doubt it. I think there
I
was
mean,
probably
I
just a
don't know.
disagreement. I think it really probably started when he had to wear new shoes because he hurt his leg or his foot or whatever, ankle. And then he ended up wearing new shoes. And then
You
that
can't
started
tell me
some
that.
disconnect because
You can't tell
I
me
don't
that
think
Nike couldn't
Nike
get him a
wanted
shoe that would fit him.
I don't think they wanted to make a kind of shoe that he's wearing now. I think that was ended up being a problem. Now I don't think he goes to FootJoy, but
Okay, but if Michael
maybe he does
Jordan
go
says, "Hey,
FootJoy.
I want to get this shoe going," you need to tell Michael
Yeah, but
Jordan
Jordan
no.
Brand's different. Jordan Brand's different because they'll just create a shoe.
Well, why
That's his
can't you create a
brand.
shoe
So
with?
I think I don't know. I think it's a I don't know. I
I
think
don't
that
know.
was where there was disconnect. I don't know why he's not with Nike. I don't know why Nike doesn't give him everything he wants anyways. Because the amount of
Yeah, I
money that
mean,
they've sold just because of Tiger Woods alone
all those
in the golf
commercials and yeah, I mean,
commercials,
I don't know
gear,
what you
yeah.
do. I mean, I don't know what the thinking is on that. So
I don't
I
know
don't
either.
know.
See what he does. I don't know why he doesn't just start his own brand, to be honest. He should just do that.
Maybe that's what he does. I mean, maybe it's just a Tiger Woods brand, and
But Nike might own the TW. Maybe that's why.
uh,
I
so
don't really
maybe he
know
does
anything
a
about that. Maybe he doesn't keep his title, his
maybe he
logo.
does a tiger logo or something instead, or I don't know. You know,
I
who
mean,
knows?
everyone would buy it. I don't know why.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone would buy
Did
it.
you watch? Speaking of golf, you got the YouTube um, broadcast that's coming up February 7th down in Arizona. Oh, the Waste
Oh,
Management
yeah?
that's coming up. I think in a couple weeks.
It's in March,
I
isn't it?
think
Or February?
I think it's in February. So
Yeah.
maybe Tiger goes to that one. I don't know.
Maybe he plays that one. That oh God, I don't know. That place would explode if he
Oh,
played there.
good
'Cause that
God.
place is already a riot.
That thing's already a rock concert
Yeah.
right now. So you
So imagine
imagine
if
that.
T's there.
Jesus
Yeah, that'd be pretty
Christ.
cool.
Um, but yeah, no, you see that? Did you watch Grant and Garrett's match?
I have not.
Oh,
Was it good?
It's pretty good match. I mean, it's good to see those two back together. You
I saw
know,
some clips and stuff of them
it's
talking,
there was
saying it was good to be
you
back and stuff like that.
you could see that it was genuine, and there was a like one awkward hole because Garrett was trying to focus in. And he wanted to beat Garrett or Grant, and so there was kind of like silence from a hole to a hole, and there was no talking, and they're in the cart, and you know Grant like
That's just
looks
competitiveness,
over.
though.
Yeah, I mean they were just. I mean it wasn't like they were hating. I mean through the whole thing, through all 18 holes, they were just super complimentary of each other, and I, I don't know if it was a because Grant left, and so they had to wait, or maybe it was the two weddings that they, got reunited because Matt got married and then Grant got married, so
Yeah.
all those guys got back together again. So maybe that sparked, the interest again. But then you got like Matt and Micah teaming up for
Oh yeah.
that. Yeah, so they're teaming up
Nice.
together. So, which is good. And I mean, I like to see that. I mean, it's good to see. So, hopefully they
Well, I
do
wish they never
more.
broke up.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, I mean, I get it. I get,
Well, no, I get it completely. I would have done it
you
too,
know,
but I wish they
yeah. I
didn't
mean, Mike and
as a
Grant. I
viewer.
mean, it's not like they've hurt themselves by, leaving. So,
No.
I mean, they've done pretty well for themselves. So, I get that. So, but I would like to see more collabs and stuff like that. You know what's surprising about that thing is Rick Shields isn't going to be there, and the BDS guys aren't there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
None of them are gonna
So,
be there.
which is surprising. So I don't know if they just had another conflict or something
I mean,
going
Rick
on that
Shields is the
weekend.
biggest name in YouTube
Well, Rick
golf, so
Shields,
yeah, that's
I guess his thing is that he was just in Florida because they have the PGA event and all that, and so I think
uh,
that's like a full week, and then he's got a wife and like three young kids at home. So for him to go back and then fly back, I think it was just too much. But I mean, if you're good. I mean, don't you fly him out like red eye and fly him back home red eye or something like that just to get him
it's
out
up to
there?
him. Does he want
Because
to
I mean,
do
Peter
that?
Finch is playing, so I mean,
Yeah.
um, yeah. But
But
those
Rick
were the
Shields
two
is, I
surprise.
think he's still number
Yeah,
one in YouTube golf, right? I think he's the
those were the
biggest, most
two.
viewed.
They still kind of list Bryson as a YouTube because they were showing that like the top YouTube golfers that weren't going to be there. And number
Yeah.
one was Bryson, even though he's not really a YouTube golfer because he's a pro
Yeah.
golfer. But then
I could say that.
did you see DOD King,
No.
his video? He
No.
got on video, said he's retiring from the YouTube thing and that he's going back to school so he can play college golf.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
And so, and then there was this whole uproar, and people were like, "Oh no, don't leave!" And then the next day he comes back and says, "No, I was just kidding." You know, you think
Yeah,
I
it's
would
all
go
for
back to
views.
school? Yeah, totally. Because I was thinking, I was like, so all of his friends, his whole team, because they all work together, right? They were working construction and that. So
Uh,
he's going to go back to school, and then he's just going to leave those guys hanging? There's no way. But I guess
yeah.
he's teamed up with Borgie on that
Oh
track
yeah?
too. So yeah. So
Nice.
and then you got the Bryan brothers, but which I'm kind of
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
that's the thing. So, well,
aren't
I
they
guess
pros? I mean, how are they YouTube golfers? And where's
I
the
was gonna say, where's the
disconnect?
difference between them and Bryson? But
Yeah. So I mean, and then why aren't they playing in a tournament anywhere? So I mean, I don't know. You would think that those guys would be trying to play, right?
yeah,
But I guess
at
that
least at least Wesley,
that
right?
that's it's supposed to be live streamed, and I thought I saw something about like it might be on NBC or something like that. So like 2,000 people, and even Garrett's like, hey, come out and watch us, but just don't stand in front of me when I'm teeing off.
Yeah.
So
So he doesn't
he
kill
was kind
another
of
guy.
joking about, yeah, exactly. He's like, "You're safe behind me." So, but yeah, no, watch if you get a chance, watch that match. It was pretty cool. Just it was cool to see them. Um,
Nice.
because Steve was team? Oh, Pujols, AJ and
Oh yeah,
Albert.
with AJ.
Yeah, Albert and
Oh,
AJ.
and Albert's playing. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
so father son duo. And Albert's
Nice.
in Florida doing the pro am right now with the LPGA. So
Is he any
because it
good?
was, yeah, he's pretty good. Well, obviously he hits it long. He's Albert
Well, I
Pujols,
wasn't doubting that.
you
Yeah.
know. But I've only watched him once. He was playing. They were doing nine with him and AJ. I mean, he did pretty good. It doesn't look like he putt that well, but I
Well,
mean,
that's what I was saying. I know he can hit the ball far.
his probably
I'm not
that's
doubting
his probably
that.
his downfall is probably his short game. So
I was doubting the
he's
short game and
he's
everything
not
else.
doing a lot of bunting and base
Yeah, you're
running
not
and that kind
exactly
of stuff.
finessing in baseball,
Yeah,
but you will in
yeah,
golf. So that's what I was wondering about. But yeah,
but
that's
yeah,
cool. Good for them.
you crush it 375. Who cares?
And three
Uh,
putt, so
yeah,
still par.
but yeah, so a lot of big names going to that. A lot of it's pretty cool. So um, I forgot who Steve was playing with. He was with someone, and then Luke was with someone else, and so yeah, there's some good teams, but I think right now they had the Bryan brothers like the favorite right now to win that thing. So I mean,
Well, no kidding.
yeah, exactly. So
Is
that was
Buster Golf gonna be there too? I imagine
yeah, but
probably.
Mad Jack and Buster,
Yeah,
yeah, they were teamed up together. So
cool.
um, yeah, a lot. I mean, even the Paws King. Who was he teamed up? I didn't recognize the other guy's name that he was teamed up with though. But it wasn't his friend that he usually does the videos with. Um, but yeah, he's doing it. So um,
Nice.
and he just signed with Wilson too. So um,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
there's another guy that I
So
follow that actually is with Wilson too. I can't remember his name. I think it's also named Grant something, maybe. Blonde kid. He's out. He's down
um,
south. He
uh,
actually plays football. I think he plays college football for like Wichita State or something like that. But now he's getting into golf. Hits it far. He's
oh,
pretty
it's
good.
not. Is it a big stocky guy?
Yeah, stocky blonde kid.
Um, God,
He's a
I
football
follow him.
player. I think he's like a
Yeah,
linebacker or something. Yeah.
yeah. What's his name?
What
Because
is
he
his name?
does definitely. He's a big stack and tilt guy. You can tell because he
Yeah.
gets heavy on that front leg.
Yeah.
Um, God,
Yeah, Evan Thompson.
Evan
Evan
Thompson.
Thompson?
Yeah,
I think it's Evan
yeah,
Thompson. Yeah.
yeah. Evan. Yeah, no, I follow him. So yeah,
Yeah, he's a
no, it
Wilson guy.
wasn't. He's Wilson. I didn't know he was Wilson. So,
Yeah,
but
he's
what's his
Wilson.
name? On the PGA, he just had the brain uh surgery. He's a Wilson guy.
Oh yeah,
Um,
Gary. Gary Woody. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Woodland. Yeah. He's
yeah,
big
yeah,
Wilson.
he was a Wilson guy. So yeah, I mean, I guess they're coming out. So yeah, who knows?
Good
But
plays.
yeah, that was it.
Nice. Very
Anything
cool.
else golf wise? College basketball. Caitlin Clark still doing her thing, man. Just
Still
they
dogging
still got her
everyone.
ranked as number one. They got Brink now as number two going out.
Oh yeah, see?
See,
My
she's moved
shout
up to
out
two.
worked. My
Yeah.
shout out worked.
So,
Exactly. Good. She's
but
been balling.
I don't know if Brink has any more years. But like Caitlin has another year that she can go back.
Oh really?
And yeah, because of the COVID years. So I mean, she could go back for her fifth year. And did you see what
Good.
the rookie salary is only like 87,000.
Yeah. It's horrible. But she'll make a lot with
So,
endorsements probably. But still,
but
it's terrible.
why not stay? Why not go back to school and do NIL deals and make more money, right?
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know if I mean if you have
And
that
sell
extra
out
year
your
of
stadium.
eligibility, yeah. I mean, you're packing
Yeah.
that thing out. You're packing out other stadiums just to watch you. you know,
Yeah,
to go to an NBA or a WNBA where there's 1,200 people,
yeah.
you know.
To be fair though,
So,
she might draw a lot of attention in the WNBA because
well, they got
everyone
her going.
recognizes her.
They say they got her going first, and they got her going to Indiana, which Midwest, it's right there. It's close to, it's
That'll
not that
work.
far from Iowa. So, I mean, it's right there. So, I mean, she could definitely
She could
help
definitely
get
pack
a,
that place out.
yeah, yeah. I think who was number three? I think Paige Beckers was three. They had her going to Phoenix. Um,
Okay.
so, but yeah, I noticed that Brink was she rised up to number two,
Good
and
for
I was like,
Brink. Good for
oh,
Brink. The
shit.
shout out worked.
So,
Good for her.
and and they
Yeah.
got Angel Reese down to like number eight still, like going to
Yeah.
Atlanta, I think. So,
Yeah.
but she's still averaging, I think, almost 20 points, 15, 20 points, something like that. But yeah, Caitlin Clark, she can do what, I mean, she stays another year, she'll probably get the record, right? And then, you
I
know,
think she'll definitely
s-
break that damn record
sell
if she
out.
stays another year. Yeah.
But then if she goes
And get more
pro, and
cash.
yeah,
Bro,
I mean, I wouldn't blame her for staying, and you know, not right now. So,
I would say, yeah.
what else? Anything else for sports? That's about it, really, I guess. Big football weekend. I mean,
Big football weekend.
big
Big
football
football
weekend.
weekend.
So,
Yeah. That's pretty much
what do you
it.
got? What do you got for entertainment news? Anything going on down there?
It is award season to the
Yeah,
fullest, to the
yeah,
max right now. Oscars are coming up soon. They still haven't
yeah.
announced yet, but it's coming up soon. I think it's next month. Yeah, I think it's next month.
Who's doing that? Who's
Who's
hosting
hosting
it?
the Oscars?
Yeah.
Um, who was it actually? I
Is
think
it
it
that
was.
Richie Fair, or who's that one guy? He's got like the beard and the mustache.
Very mustache.
Reggie. Oh,
That doesn't help me.
I don't know. I can't remember. White guy.
I don't know who's hosting it. Yeah, I don't know who's hosting it.
Um,
That also doesn't help me. I don't know who's hosting it.
but like
But
Joe
it's coming up
Coy kind
soon.
of bombed.
Yeah, what a
I mean,
disaster.
yeah. I
But
mean,
people hate.
I don't
So
know.
here's the thing. I mean, the jokes sucked. His jokes sucked. I saw them. They were not good. But
But are they
people
his
often
jokes, or
bag.
are they the writer's joke?
Well,
Whose
regardless,
jokes are
though,
they?
I don't know. It doesn't matter because all of it sucked. But you bag on a comedian, but he's a comedian. His jokes are supposed to be offensive, and some people are going to find them funny, and some aren't going to find them funny. Now, unfortunately for him, they weren't very funny at all. But I just don't think we should be hating on Joe Coy because he's had a pretty successful comic career, an acting career, a little bit here and there too. And everyone's bagging on
Jervis.
him and trying to. Ricky Gervais?
Jervis. Yeah, I think
I don't think
I
he's
thought
hosting
I
Oscars,
saw
is
his
he?
name. I thought I
They've been
saw his
trying to
name
get
for
him,
something.
or there's been like talk of him trying to do that for a long time, but
Uh,
he always goes to the Golden Globes and then he's controversial, so I don't know if they're going to do that. Usually the Oscars is
well,
more
see, that's the
upbeat
thing. So, what kind of
or
person do you
uptight.
get? I mean, who? I mean,
For the Oscars,
yeah.
it's usually someone like, there's not, especially after, well, now, especially what
No.
happened after Chris
Yeah.
Rock, you're not going
Obviously,
to
yeah.
get someone who's going to be trying to, um, you know,
Do you try
portray
to get like
tales.
a Kevin Hart?
Well, they tried, but he got canceled.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he made some joke or something in one of his past comedies that everybody got
Oh,
on to him
Jesus.
about, and then he dropped out of it because of it. Yeah, this is what I'm saying, though. He's a comedian. They all say horrible things. It's part of their job. They
So,
don't
yeah, I don't
actually
know. I don't
mean
know
it.
who do you try
So,
to get then to do that? I mean, because
I don't know.
you want it funny, but then you don't want it
Can't be offensive.
to you can't
So,
yeah you can't cross the line.
yeah,
But I mean, I don't know. I mean,
it's a fine line.
otherwise it's just going to be a dry blah 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 blah.
Maybe
You
Gervais
know,
is doing it. I don't know, but I didn't think there's like talks about that for a long time because he used to do the Golden Globes pretty much every year. Um, and he was just ripping everyone apart every single year at the Golden Globes. But those are more lax than the Oscars.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't know. I mean, isn't that better they're roasting their own guys or whatever, and it's just, you know,
I think so.
hey, take a joke, lighten
But
up.
we have
That's
sense of humor, so yeah, that's the difference.
yeah. I mean, you're at an award show. It's not like, you're
Yeah.
curing cancer at that thing. I mean, enjoy your
No.
dinner, get some laughs in, win your award, do your
Well, I don't
thanks
think
for
I also
whatever.
don't
But
think
I
it's
mean,
often, I think more times than not, I don't think it's like the actors and the people that are actually getting offended. I think it's mostly like the audience and kind of the society that we're in now,
oh
where it's just
God. Yeah,
everyone's
but I
just kind
mean,
of
did you see like Taylor Swift's
it's
reaction when Joey Coy made the joke? She was just kind of
yeah,
like,
it wasn't funny. Well,
yeah.
that's the issue. You can't make a joke that's not funny and offensive. So your joke
Yeah,
has to be funny still, and it wasn't funny. All of his jokes, well, not all of them, but he made touchy jokes about something that is touchy to make joke about, and they weren't funny. So that's the issue.
yeah.
So you gotta find the line,
So
but he'll be fine.
I
He's
don't
a
know.
comic. It's kind of what he
Yeah,
does.
I mean he'll go and on tour and sell out all of his shows, and
Yeah, exactly.
screw you guys.
He is a funny
So
person too. He makes funny jokes. It just
no,
wasn't funny
yeah, I
that
do.
time.
He is funny. So no,
Yeah,
but I
but
just don't know who you. I mean, I don't know who's the right fit for those shows.
I really don't know who's hosting the Oscars. We'll have to look it up. I can't remember.
So
I
I
don't know
don't
who's
know.
hosting it, but otherwise, it is award season in full gear. There was Apple TV the same day on Monday because the Emmys were happening on Monday,
Yeah.
or Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday actually. Um, the Emmys were happening, and there was an Apple TV broadcasting just down the street from where I am. It was weird though because the Emmys are over at Peacock Theater, which is I think over in like downtown LA. It's not really near me. But there was a
Huh.
Peacock Apple TV, or there was an Apple TV broadcast right down the street, and they closed off a whole street, which was a
So
pain in the ass.
I
But
was just gonna say, what do they do for? I mean, they
well, the
probably
Oscars is
decorate the
literally
whole.
right there,
Yeah. So I mean, do
so
they
that'll be a
decorate the
whole thing.
whole strip and all that, and just like Oscar stuff all
Yeah,
over the place, and
I'm not
you
sure. I
know,
think it'll be a whole thing. And then
are you gonna
when
go
they
down
have
there?
maybe we'll see. It's usually on Sunday, so let's see what's
Yell
happening.
out, who you wearing? Um,
I won't do that, but I definitely won't do that. But yeah, we'll see. But it is big award season. Um,
maybe
and
you can stand next to the
it's
rock and see if you can sneak a picture or something. I don't know.
I don't want to stand next to the rock. I'll look like a
Or stand
twig
next to
next to
Kevin
him.
Hart.
Yeah, that'll be better. I don't want to stand. I don't think I'm allowed to stand next to him either. So I won't be standing next to any of them. But maybe I'll go down and check it out, see what's going on,
You got to
or
check it
see how
out
far
at
I can go.
least, right? Yeah, at
The
least
Apple
see.
TV thing was locked down. They weren't letting anybody. You had to have passes and stuff like that. And it
Not
wasn't
even
like there were any
close?
celebrities. Yeah, it wasn't even celebrities or anything like that. It was like a broadcast thing.
Oh,
I think it was
really?
like an after like Emmys kind of show
So could you
situation.
see anything? You can even see anything?
No, you could see because like you drove past it.
Yeah.
You could drive past it on the other road, but you couldn't drive down that way.
Not
Um,
on Hollywood Boulevard?
no, you could drive down Hollywood Boulevard. You couldn't drive down Wilcox. You could
Oh,
drive
gotcha,
up
gotcha.
Wilcox um,
Uh,
to get to Hollywood Boulevard, but you could not drive down. So
yeah, I would
it
imagine
was
that
closed off.
that section right there during the awards
Yeah, like I said,
season
we're gonna find
is
out.
just got to
We're gonna
be,
find
yeah,
out.
that's got to be off
Yeah,
the hook.
we're gonna find
So,
out when the Oscars happens because that's literally just down the street. Actually, I think that way. So
dude, you got to be hanging out down there with your phone and come on, man.
yeah, I don't know how far they close. I can imagine that the radius is not very close. I don't think you get that close as somebody who doesn't pay to get onto the carpet or the show.
Yeah, but where are
So
they pulling, like, where are those cars coming from? Because I mean, there's got to be a shit ton of limos just all over the place, right? Dropping
yeah,
these people off. So I mean,
at the theater, yeah,
it's not like you can see in the limo though, because I mean it's all dark. But um,
yeah, but you see them get it out.
yeah, I don't
I
know.
mean,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
part of it
yeah,
is watching them get out.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I
I don't know.
mean,
Maybe we'll go check it out. We'll see how it
that's
goes.
got to be a show just in itself with all the actors and actresses driving up and pulling up and all that kind of stuff. So
It's probably
I
pretty
don't know.
cool. Yeah, maybe we'll
Yeah,
check it out.
probably is pretty cool.
We'll see what day it is. I can't remember what day it is. Is it like February 13th or something like that?
It's
No,
a Sunday,
I don't think it's that.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Or it might be. It's not Super Bowl Sunday, is it? I don't think it's Super
There's
Bowl
no
Sunday.
way.
Would they do that? There's no way they do
No
that.
way. There's no way
Would
they
they
would
do
do
it for
that.
after the Super Bowl? They start. No, there's no way.
Well,
I don't know.
the fourth is a Sunday. So when's
And that's
Super
the
Bowl?
Super
The
Bowl?
11th?
I think
Is
Super
it the
Bowl is
fourth or
the
the
11th.
11th? The
I think it's
11th.
the 11th because I think it's in double digits.
So
Yeah.
maybe they do the 18th.
Yeah, maybe. That kind of
Hmm.
sounds right. I don't know.
So,
We'll see.
all right. You got anything else? Is that? I mean, we talked. I mean, there's football,
No,
a little baseball,
sports is a
some
little
golf
dry.
stuff. So,
NBA
yeah,
might heat up. Trades are coming. Trades are happening. Trades are going to continue happening.
yeah.
Pascal
We'll see.
Siakam went to the
We'll
Pacers.
see. Yeah, yeah. That was a big one.
Big trade. We'll
We'll
see what the
see.
Warriors do. We'll see what the Lakers do. See
We'll
what the
see how
Bulls
many
do.
Bulls are left. Oh,
Yeah.
speaking of the Bulls, and you were here, and I wanted to say something.
Oh, this horrible ring
Dude,
ceremony. Horrible.
well, not only that, but I mean, you're booing Jerry
And then you
Krause
booed Jerry's wife. Yeah.
and his wife, and I mean, that's just, and I
Poor
don't
form.
know. I mean, we watched it. You couldn't really hear if it was the whole audience or the whole crowd, or if it's just a couple, stupid people. But that's
It was
just
enough.
very, very bad taste. Because you could see her reaction too. I mean, she
Yeah,
was
she's
in
crying.
tears. I mean, that's
Yeah.
just, one
Poor
thing that,
form.
it was shitty not to have Michael Jordan and Pippen and Rodman not there. Okay. Somehow you got to coordinate to where those guys are there.
Yeah.
If they're busy, you got to do something. But to have, I was definitely not a, whatever you think about Jerry Krause and if he dismantled the team or whatever, you
He
still
put it
won six
together.
championships. Nothing. They weren't
Yeah.
going to stay together for 20 years, right? I mean, look
No.
at the Warriors. And what's his name? Where's he going now? I think he's taking over Commander's job. The guy that left Warriors.
Bob Myers. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
Bob
think he
Myers.
took um, an office spot over at football.
Yeah, he's going to
But I
football.
mean yeah. But I mean it was just as a Bulls fan and as a basketball fan, as a sports fan,
It was
that
poor
is just
form.
that's not even just poor. That's just shitty. Just let's call it what it is. I mean, I again, I don't know if it was just a couple people, but I mean, even I mean, everyone was talking about it. Even Steve Kerr said, that's just absolutely, you know, poor judgment, and it's just, let's call it what it is. I mean, he's not going to say it was shitty, but I'm going to say that it was shitty. You know,
Oh yeah.
she did not deserve that.
He's
Whatever you
dead
feel about
too.
him, he did not deserve that either. I mean,
If he was alive and you booed him, that's different. But he's
yeah, but
dead,
still,
and his wife is representing him.
he built six championships.
Yeah.
That's not going to last forever. I mean, at
No.
some point, you're going to get traded, or people are going to get older, or you're going to add or lose or whatever. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen. So I mean, to blame him for that, I don't think you can blame him for that.
No, it's poor.
And I'm a Bulls fan. I mean, I wanted those guys to be there forever, but I mean, I don't blame him for that. I mean, you got to make business decisions at some point too, right? So,
Even if it
I
was,
just,
I mean, even if it is his fault, you don't have to boo him in the ring
yeah, especially, I
ring
mean, to make his,
ceremony
I mean,
or Ring of Honor, whatever they call it.
the Ring of Honor. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that made those guys, I don't know if it made those guys feel better about themselves, or, if that was, I mean, hopefully they all just died
It was all
because,
just people who watched the documentary but didn't actually watch the Bulls when they were playing or know anything
that could
about
be too, because I mean,
the
it could have
team
been
when
a
they were
younger
playing.
generation, because maybe I mean, who knows if
It
they were
probably
even
was.
alive then or whatever. But I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Not that I was watching them, but
hopefully someone got to them and beat the shit out of them or something because that's just. And
I
I'm
don't think
not
it was just a couple
condoning.
people. It was a lot of
I'm
people.
not condoning violence, but I mean, let's call a spade a spade. And if you're booing and you're making an old lady cry, shame on you. You know, real
It was pretty
manly
much
of
that
you.
whole. It was pretty much that whole
You know,
arena. It was a loud
and
boo.
I mean, it was a lot of people. I mean, it was very tasteless, and I think that not having Jordan there, and you know, I wish almost someone would have stopped the ceremony and just kind of said, hey, you know, cut that shit out. Let's give him the recognition. His wife is here. Let's have some respect and some decency and, that type of deal. Maybe Jordan would have done that if he was there. I don't know.
I don't
Maybe
think
Phil
so.
should have done that. You know, I think someone probably should have done it instead of,
I don't think those are the ones that are gonna do it.
I don't know. Someone's got to do it. Is Reinsdorf still alive? I don't know.
He's
Someone's
still
got to
alive.
say something.
He's
Yeah,
still
someone's
alive.
got to say something. So
He's
I
barely
don't think
alive, but he's still alive.
I don't think you come out after and say, oh, we apologize, blah blah blah. It's like, no, you made an old lady cry because you booed her husband who's dead.
Yeah.
That
Who's in the
built
Hall of
you
Fame?
6 championships.
He's in the
Yeah.
Hall of Fame.
So I mean, it's just, I don't know. But yeah, there's a bunch of backlash I saw, and it was just poor taste. And if it
It was
was
poor taste from
eight, if it
Chicago.
was
Bad look.
if it was 18,000 Chicago fans that did it, shame on you guys.
It
Shame
was
on
a bad
all
look
you
for
guys.
Chicago.
That's just
Very loyal fan base, and it was a bad look.
it's not how you represent, and it's not how go about things. I mean, I get you, you boo and you get pissed off, but I mean, you know,
What are you
again,
pissed off about? It was 30 years ago.
well, because they're all pissed off because they blame him for dismantling the team.
Well,
They
that's
say that
probably it. Probably was his fault,
they say it's his
but
fault for dismantling, and who knows how many more championships they could have
but you
gotten if
won
he didn't do
6.
it. But that's the thing, you won six.
You were
Take the
arguably the
six, because
greatest dynasty ever.
because
So what does it matter?
What have you won since then?
Yeah, you've been
So
horrible ever since.
yeah. So I mean, but I mean,
That's the
I feel sorry for his wife just to have to sit there and deal with that. It's just totally uncalled for. So
It was foul.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done with my rant. Let's go back on the Brandel Chambly so I can get pissed off about that instead. So
Yeah. Two hardcore rants today. Two tangents.
yeah, I just
Two tangents from the big guy. Yeah.
the Chambly thing just that just irks me. But I mean, just the Bulls thing. I mean, it was supposed to be a good,
Celebration.
enjoyable celebration, and it just turned out to be shit.
It
So
was a disaster. It was a disaster too. How do you not have your 3 stars not at that ceremony? It's
yeah,
big on
I
them
just don't.
too. What are you guys
I
doing to where you can't go back to the place that made you,
Yeah,
to
and
be
hopefully
honest?
that wasn't, because there's a riff or anything. Put them on the other sides of the goddamn court then, if that's the case. You know, no one says that you guys have to be buddy buddy and chum along or whatever, but I mean, you got to show up.
Yeah.
Shame on you for not showing up. Unless if you had absolutely something that you couldn't get out of, but if you're sitting at home or sitting at a bar watching that, shame on you, Scotty. Shame on you, Michael. Shame on you, Dennis. You know, have some
I mean,
respect for the game.
they're
Have
busy
some
people, but
dignity.
you got to make time. You got to make time for that.
Yeah, but I mean,
I don't
you
know how
you
you don't.
can't fly in, fly out for that. I mean,
Yeah,
are
you
you
got to
telling
make time
me
for that.
that Jordan can't get on a private jet and fly in and stand there at halftime and wave your hat and say something? I mean, come on.
To also go
You know,
see your old guys too. I mean, that was a
yeah. I
team
mean,
that
you
all,
had
all 3 of
Tony
them helped build
there.
that team.
You know, you had Phil
So,
there. I mean, those
yeah, your
guys aren't going to be
coach.
around forever. You know,
Yeah, it
so are you
was.
going to regret that for not showing up?
Yeah,
You
I
know,
did not like that those 3 weren't there
so
either. I thought that was pretty poor. At least Mike had to be there. At least, at the very least. Dennis,
I
you
think
could
Mike.
probably
I think
explain.
I think Mike and Scotty had to be there because those were the
Yeah, but
guys
I
there
could
from the
understand
beginning.
Scotty not
You
being
know.
there too.
You know what? Well,
But
grow up. Who cares?
it's not me. I
You're
know.
pissed over something that happened 20 years ago.
Well, no, pissed over something that's happening in recent days too with
But I mean,
that stuff. But
who, who
I
cares?
don't know.
Move on. It's a
I
celebration
agree.
of what you did. You know.
I
It was a
agree.
celebration for the city. It was a celebration for the fans. Now I don't know if those two were there, or if the three were there, if that would have changed anything. I still think
Well,
that
no,
crowd would have probably gave the same
I think
reaction.
Jerry's getting booed
Yeah.
regardless.
It might have been
So,
worse, maybe because they were there, and I don't know. But
but you
yeah,
can't
I mean,
celebrate the greatest team without your greatest players.
you got to have them, and there's again, I don't know what the reason was, but it better been pretty damn good reason. Otherwise, that's just you know, I'm sure the Bulls have you know, I mean, they did it when Kerr was there. So they
Yeah.
had to coordinate that pretty good to get all those people there. And plus hey, Warriors are going to be in town, so that's the perfect night. We can bring Steve Kerr in, you know.
Even though he's
Um,
coaching against us. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, I mean, there had to be some
Yeah.
planning. So I guarantee it wasn't just oh, hey, Mike, we're going to do this thing in 24 hours. Can you show
No.
up? So, I
No, I
mean,
don't. It was not last minute.
you know,
The amount of people that they got there, the type of players that they got there, no, I
yeah.
don't think it was last minute. And Phil was there. No, I don't think it was last
Phil
minute
was
at all.
there, and I mean, he's hobbling around. He's got a cane, and I was just,
Yeah.
I think it was just a bad night in general, and it was just the booze made it worse, and
And the Bulls
Krause's wife
lost.
crying made it worse, and the Bulls
And
lost,
the
so
Bulls
it
lost
was
that
just
day.
a
It was a
bad,
bad.
yeah.
It was a bad look for
If
Chicago on
I'm
that
sure
day.
if I'm sure if they could do a redo or a do over or something or a mulligan or something, hopefully maybe they could do it. But I mean, it's just bad, bad, bad. So, all right,
Yeah.
let's get off of that tangent. But I did want to talk about that because that was one of my things that I was irked about. So, thank you
Yeah.
for bringing that up. So, all right,
Yeah.
I think that's all we got. I got nothing else. I mean, we talked about everything we want to talk about. So next time we'll see 2 weeks when we record. Will be I guess we'll know who's going to the Super Bowl
We'll
by
know who's
then.
going to the bowl.
Yeah,
It'll
yeah.
be. It should be
So
the week before. It'll be Pro Bowl
yeah,
week.
yeah. Oh God, don't get me.
No, we won't talk about the
You
Pro
want to
Bowl,
get me
but
started on that right now too?
yeah, we won't. Yeah,
Let's
we won't talk
let's
about the
leave
Pro
that for the
Bowl.
next one because that'll be a
Yeah.
shit rant too. So,
But it's
um,
also, I believe, the trade deadline for the NBA should have passed by the time that we meet again as well, because I
so
think it's
okay.
early February. So, and then
So
somebody has to sign in baseball at
and
that
then
point.
yeah, I mean, because then you're talking two
At least your
weeks.
pitchers, at least the pitchers have to have signed.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
Snell and Montgomery
So
had to have signed at that point. So we'll see.
so yeah, so we got a couple more weeks and then yeah, we'll see who's in the bowl. So good
We'll
luck to
see
the
who's in
eight
the
teams
ball.
this weekend. It'll be definitely a football weekend. I get some golf going on, but then I'll be watching as much football as I can. So
Oh yeah.
all right, hopefully this video works. I'll try to see if it works. Again, this was our third attempt, so hopefully we can get it to where it all worked out, and um, we'll
Fingers
see.
crossed. Yeah.
So.